Well, hi everyone. It is time to do this practice test, and you'll see the first part will be about linear equations. Then we'll have more on linear equations, and then a word problem, and then a piecewise function to go through. And that's pretty much what to expect on Friday. All right, so we're going to write the equation of the line and slope intercept form with the given characteristics. So we have a slope of 2, that's the m, passes through -6, -3. That is one x and one y that go together on the line, one point on the line. So let's set up y equals mx plus b as we go through the steps, and then 2 will be the slope. Let's put -6 in for x. Let's put -3 in for y, and we'll figure out what b is. So -3 equals -12 plus b. I'm going to add 12 to both sides. -3 plus 12 is 9, so b is 9. Your final answer, you'll have y and x left as variables. Y and 2 for m for the slope, x is a variable, plus now b is 9. So we put the numbers in for m and b, we leave y and x as variables. And I think if you look at your notes, you'll see that step-by-step process. All right, now the second one, the line passes through these 2 points. We're going to use m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I'm going to call this y2 and this x2, this y1 and this x1. And I'm going to take -5 minus 4, and I'll go 1 minus 4 here. -5 minus 4 is -9. 1 minus 4 is -3. -9 divided by -3 is 3. So I have m. And then in y equals mx plus b, I'm going to use the 4 and the 4. 4 is the y, 3 is the m, 4 is the x, and plus b. So I got 4 equals 12 plus b. I subtract 12 from both sides, and I've got -8 equals b. So m is 3, and b is -8. Now this isn't part of the problem, what I'm going to do, but I do want to show you that I could have chosen these 2 points for x and y, and I still would have gotten -8 for b. Let's cross our fingers and hope it works out. But we already figured out this. So in y equals mx plus b, here y is -5, m is still 3, x is 1, plus b. -5 equals 3 plus b. I have to subtract 3 from both sides. I got -8 equals b. So I'm just showing you, you don't have to do both ways. You just need one of them. You're going to get, if you got the right slope, you're going to get -8 for b either way. Now, we are passing through 8, -1. So we have an x and y. We know that's on the line. And we're perpendicular. So perpendicular, remember, opposite reciprocal. Okay? If m is -4, we don't even need to worry about this. We're just worried about this m, this slope from this thing here. If m is -4, the perpendicular is, this is -4 over 1. I'm going to go 1 over 4. If it's negative here, I'm going positive here. This is what I'm using for m. So in y equals mx plus b, I'm going to put -1 for y. I'm going to put 1/4 for m. I'm going to put 8 in for x. That's from there. This is from here. And that's from there. Plus b. So -1 If you take 1/4 times 8, you'll get 2 plus b. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. I've got -3 equals b. And then I'm going to use, for the perpendicular line to this line, it's y equals 1/4 x minus 3. There we go. Okay, now number 4 here. We're passing through the point 8, -2, and we're parallel this time. Okay? Parallel lines have the same slope. Here's the slope. That's the m in y equals mx plus b. So m equals 3. Don't change it. If it's perpendicular, we change. If it's parallel, we do not change. So y equals mx plus b. Y is -2. M is 3. X is 8. And then plus b. -2 equals 24 plus b. I'll subtract 24 from both sides. -26 equals b. Y equals 3x minus 26 is the line that is parallel to this line and goes through this point. Okay, the beloved story problems. The surface of Grand Lake is at an elevation of 684 feet. During the current drought, the water level is dropping at a rate of 3 inches per day. If this trend continues, write an equation that gives the elevation in feet of the surface of Grand Lake after X days. Now, first of all, I'm going to go 3 inches. It says that we want everything in feet. Okay? So I'm going to divide 3 inches by 12 inches per foot. If I do that, I'm going to get 0.25. 3 divided by 12 is 0.25 feet. So this rate, it is the rate. The rate is the slope. M equals 0.25, and that's feet per day here. It's inches per day. We change 3 inches to 0.25 feet per day. So there's M. Rate is the slope. B is the beginning amount. The grand surface, or the surface of Grand Lake, is at an elevation of 648 feet. This is the beginning measure they give us. So B equals 648 feet. All right, if this trend continues, write an equation that gives the elevation in feet. Okay, I'm going to use Y for the elevation. They tell us to use X for the number of days. So the elevation is going to equal, now it's going down, so I need to do this. If it's going down, that's negative, and that's negative. Negative 0.25x plus 648. All right, there's that initial amount there. Okay, just took away a little while to just kind of explain everything in that problem. So we have a piecewise function here. F of x equals x plus 1 when x is less than or equal to -3. F of x equals 2 when x is greater than 3, less than or equal to 1. F of x equals x squared plus 1 when x is greater than 1. All right, I'm going to go boundary on these first. -1, -2, -3. I've got my handy dandy highlighter. Here's a boundary line. -3 and 1 is a boundary line. Okay. I'm going to go with the first one, y equals x plus 1. So it's 1x plus 1. The slope is 1. The y-intercept is 1. So go up 1 over 1. This is what's happening here. Okay. Now go down the left a little bit. Following that part right there. Okay. Let me get on this a little bit here. There we go. Alright, so that's y equals x plus 1. X is less than or equal to 3. So we'll put the big closed circle right there. Less than is left here. It kind of points that way, doesn't it? So we'll go this way with this. And I am going to erase the excess off of here, because it only goes to that boundary line, the first function. The second function is y equals 2. Here's the y-axis, here's 2. That line is this horizontal line. Remember Hoy? I'm going to put an open circle at -3, and I'm going to put a closed circle at 1. And then going to shade between them, and I'm going to erase. And now y equals x squared plus 1, and I've been making tables with the quadratics. X, y, so -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So y is x squared plus 1. So I'm going to take -2, I'm going to square it, and then add 1. And that is 4 plus 1, which is 5. -1 squared plus 1, that's 1 plus 1, which is 2. 0 squared plus 1 is 1. That's 0 plus 1. 1 squared, we already figured out that was 2, and this is 5 here. Alright, so I'm going to plot -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, 2 is right here. 0, 1 is here. 1, 2 is here. And 2, 3, 4, 5 is here. Okay, so my curve kind of goes like this. Okay. And x is greater than 1. So it'd be an open circle, but it's already filled in right here where that's touching the boundary. I'm going to erase this stuff. Everything left of this blue boundary line I'm erasing. Except I didn't mean to erase this. I want that left for that part. Okay, and then it kind of picks up and goes this way. Alright. So, now we have these questions. I guess I went straight to the graph because that's what we usually do first. So f of 1, this is f of x, right? X is 1. Is 1 less than or equal to -3? No. Is 1 greater than negative 3? Yes. Is it less than or equal to 1? It is. F of 1 is equal to 2. There's no x there. We don't have to multiply anything. We just put the 2 in. F of 3. 3 is not less than or equal to 1. Is 3 greater than 1? Yes, it is. So we're going to take 3 squared plus 1. That's 9 plus 1, which is 10. Now f of negative 5. Negative 5 is less than or equal to negative 3. So I'm going to use this function here. I'm going to take negative 5, put it in place of x, and add 1. Negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. So we've got those answered. And now it's time to answer the domain and range of this thing. I like to look at the graph. I think we're not going to have anything stop us going left to right. There's no stopping point here. That arrow keeps going right and it keeps going up. So the domain, I'm going to go negative infinity to infinity. And the range coming down, I'm going to go up. I think I see a gap here. It comes to here and then keeps going up. So the range is negative infinity. Oh, here we go, Anthony. I'm going to do this. Okay. This is negative 2. This is negative 2. I've got a solid dot on that. So I'm going to go there. Then I have this gap. And I'm going to put a U for the gap. Now, notice this is an open circle, but we have this value at 2. We have a closed circle right there. So along here, we have values that are actually 2. So we're going to put a square bracket on that. And I think it'll go up without bound there. So that is our practice test, guys. Good luck.